ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go to hustlefit.com. Get your merch as well as the clothing line Hustle Fit. You got men's, women's, and children's. Tees, hoodies, hats, scullies, jogger suits, matching tops and bottoms, leggings, everything you can think of and more at hustlefit.com. Also, if you need your own custom clothing, make sure you go to hustlefit.com. You can also hustlefit@gmail.com, hustlefit LLC on Instagram. Make sure you tune in on Friday nights for Boys Club. Real men, real conversations, real topics over the latest trends in dating and more. Let's talk about it Sunday nights with Miss Connie Marie with special guests and more. You're watching the conversation tonight here on Wednesday night. Tune in, you'll see latest topics and more. Tomorrow night, we got Ladies' Nights, where again, real women having real conversations about the latest in dating trends. Wonderful conversations, great questions, and more. Welcome to another episode of No Cap Reacts. I'm your man Bailey, a.k.a. Mr. Go Get 'em. And we are back in the building with another show and the first episode of the brand new show that we call The Conversation. Now, the reason we call this The Conversation is what happens is wonderful topics, the hottest topics that are currently trending right now are what we cover. Tonight, we have a special guest in the building.
He needs some milk.
I'm going to shut up and let her introduce herself.
It's time.
Hey, y'all. I'm Rhea. You can find me at the official Rhea on Instagram. That's REIA.
I was going to say, spell it for the illiterates in the back.
The whole thing. You think they need the whole thing?
Not the whole thing, but they need to know how to say
Oh.
Rhea or spell Rhea.
Exactly, because I see some people spell it RIA.
Yeah, they don't understand.
They
Most
can
people
create
don't
their
know.
own.
Like, they've been speaking English their whole life, but they haven't been speaking English their whole life. And now that texting is a thing, they can't spell either.
Yeah. Sometimes, though, that autocorrect be catching people.
I know the autocorrect definitely catches me, and I ain't gonna lie, I got fat fingers. So when you have
Yeah.
big fingers, it's gonna fuck up on you too.
Autocorrect be pissing me off.
What you been up to?
What have I been up to?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just been working on business. So right now I have a fashion tour that I'm working on that I kind of like talked to you about a little bit the last time I was here with Team Experience. So we have our first show coming up in April. It's going to be in North Carolina. And we also trying to get ready for like Miami Swim Week. So just working on marketing content and trying to push that out there and taking care of my little puppy babies.
Okay. She got all her little dogs.
Yeah, my little fur babies.
All right, first and foremost, if you're watching the show on YouTube, hit the damn like button. It is free. It's the thumbs up. Hit that. It is free. It doesn't cost you anything. Help push the show and get it into the algorithm. 2, make sure you like, subscribe, and share the video. As again, what we're trying to do is create a movement. So if you're watching the show and you haven't hit the like button, you might be a hater. I don't know. We'll see. It's pretty simple. Also, go to the Instagram. Follow the Instagram. You see everything scrolling at the bottom of the screen. It has everything. Literally everything. Every platform that we are currently on and more. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share. Make sure you like the video. Likes are free. If you can't like the video, that just means you don't like us. All right, so tonight we got some questions. You guys see, the title of this show is called No Accountability in This Society. We're going to get to that. We have a couple of questions here, a couple of topics that we are going to cover. Some of these, for some people, may be a little bit triggering, but that's the best part about it. Maybe you can learn something. Maybe we can help you get over whatever it is that's bothering you. First and foremost, Rhea, where are you from?
I'm from Texas originally, but I moved to Arizona from Atlanta, Georgia. I lived there for 8 years.
Okay. Are you single, married, dating, in a relationship, engaged, or fuck everybody?
I am single right now, but I don't date. I ain't into. I mean, I'm open, but
If you don't date, what do you do?
I work.
No. If you don't date, like, how do you choose a partner if you don't date?
I'm not choosing no partner right now if I ain't dating. It's like, okay, so I'm open to dating, but I'm also very like closed off to dating as well. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
I be wanting to date, but the way that my time is set up and like what I like am doing, sometimes it's hard to date because like people don't understand. They think I just be like blowing smoke up their back or just like telling them whatever, but it's really not that. Like I do a lot in my day to day. Like I work a job. I take care of my aunt, and I have a special needs cousin. My aunt is disabled. She got into a really bad car accident in April of last year, and I just I do a lot, and then I got a lot of fur babies that I take care of. So while still trying to run a business, and a traveling business at that, like, and then I still model on the side. It's like to try to fit dating into that, I just don't. As much as I would like to, I find it a hard time trying to balance the two. Or
Right.
most people just don't understand, and they just, it's like, man, either you come along with me or like I'm chasing a dream right now.
All right. What is your preference in dating? Male, female, square, circle?
My preference in dating is females. I've been dating females for a long time.
Okay. So for you guys,
You and that sound.
you're not playing on the wrong field. Okay.
I'm playing on the wrong field.
Well, they be playing on the wrong. See, for the guys that'll be wanting to hit you up and try to get in your inbox,
Man,
they just found out
if they trying to do some business,
you're not playing on the same team. They on the wrong field. All right. So, first topic is love languages, and are they real? What do you think about love languages?
I think that love languages are very important because that's how you speak to someone. Most people don't really understand stuff outside of their love language, especially depending on what their love language is. If their love language is words and, all you doing is like yelling at them or just like degrading them with words, you could be making the most sense. You could be saying some shit that's 100% A1 facts. But if your delivery is not speaking their type of love language, they never going to hear you. Everything that you say is going to be another argument because it's another misunderstanding that you're going to then try to clarify. And sometimes, it's hard. And then you have people who wind up like creeping off or doing whatever they do because you're not listening to your partner and what they need. If their love language is physical touch, if they like acts of service, like learn it. I think that is very valuable to learn a person's love language and to be able to speak their love language because you'll get more than just sex. Like you'll actually get somebody's heart that way. Like you'd be surprised.
Okay. So, before I really dive off deep into the first thing that I need to do is tell people what the 5 love languages are. So this words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. Okay. Now here is my question. Do you think that we already do all five of these things as is anyway?
No.
So on Valentine's Day, most people don't give gifts and receive gifts. Christmas, birthdays.
Yeah, but it got to go past that.
True, it does, and
Those are all systematic holidays that
correct.
people
Remove
are
the holidays.
programmed.
Do people usually give gifts to each other, and a good relationship?
In a good relationship, do people normally what?
Give gifts.
Yeah, randomly.
Okay. In a real relationship, in a healthy relationship, which is probably why you're choosing not to be in one, isn't quality time something that is like a given? Especially like if you live together and shit, you really getting some quality time.
Oh yeah.
Okay, words of affirmation. I mean, in a practical relationship, there's the I loves you, I miss you, I want to see you, you're the best, babe. Like words of affirmation, doesn't that happen on a regular basis? Healthy relationship.
Healthy relationship, yes.
Okay. And physical touch. If y'all niggas ain't touching each other, you both better be virgins.
Yeah, no, that's facts. Okay.
And then acts of service. Babe, I'm gonna pay the bills. You cook dinner. You cook dinner, I'll clean the dishes.
Mm-hmm.
You do the laundry, I'll put it away. There's so many different things. Like you pick up the kids and I'll take care of them tonight. Go relax.
Right.
Don't all five of these things happen in all relationships. Now, the reason that I ask that question or I say that is because love languages, there's so much emphasis put on love languages, but these are things that happen regardless. Mm-hmm. People do these things automatically. If you're in a good, healthy relationship, you don't have to talk about a love language because you're living your love language. You are doing these things without even thinking about it because it's just the way relationships happen. If you have to point out what your love language is to a partner, again, that's why I say, are they real? Would that be a real relationship?
Maybe, because I think when you say when you're speaking in the terms of asking someone their love language, are you meaning like literal? Like I'm just gonna ask you like, hey, what are your love languages? Because honestly, I find that most people don't even know what their love languages are. But if you're like with a person and really into them and paying attention to them, you can learn. But like I said last time I was here, I'm a HR director. I read people. Like you watch people and you can see what things like what type of reactions you get from them. I mean, if you're aware,
if you're paying attention,
yeah. If you're really into your partner, you know you learn them.
When you have dated, has a woman ever asked you what's your love language?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually.
So as a man, a dating man, I can tell you too. I've been asked what my love language is too, right? And this is why I ask, are they real? Because this is the thing. Stop answering those questions. Because what you're doing is you're giving someone a blueprint to you where they're supposed to be taking this time to learn you and get to know you, right? And if they're truly taking the time to learn you and get to know you and you're giving them the answers, do they have to do any work?
Hell no.
Okay, is that a good thing?
And most times they're gonna use and abuse you, and then it's gonna be the wrong people, and you'll be skipping, you'll be missing them red flags, going right on, missing them red flags, going right on, because they are tricking you.
Thank you. So it goes to a post that I made on Facebook literally in this last week, where I said just that, like, you need to be paying attention to people's actions, not what they say. And then you need to be getting to know each other, not just giving people the blueprint to who you are. Healthy relationships come from actually getting to know. And what happens is if you tell them what your love language is, they're going to cater to that love language, which is going to mislead you into thinking that this person is more than what they are, or they're doing all these special things for you when really they're doing it for themselves.
It's a facade. Man, it ain't nothing but game.
So then, in knowing that, and speaking on that, when it comes to love languages, are they actually real? When we know that we're gonna do that anyway, because let's say me and you started dating today, and in 5 months from now, I find out that your love language is gift giving, but that's because in the last 5 months you've done nothing but shower me with gifts. You find out that my love language is quality time, because I truly want to spend good quality time with you and give you my unadulterated full attention when it's available. Isn't that going to be the premise for a long-lasting relationship?
When you say premises, do you mean is it gonna work out?
Well, potentially it could work out, but it's because I'm actually learning you and you didn't tell me. But here's the other part.
I agree.
We could not work out. Now I go date somebody else, and you go date somebody else, right? And as you pay attention to them, you see that their love language is physical touch. So you're not giving them gifts like you gave me. You're giving them physical touch and maybe acts of service because he's a philanthropist or she's a philanthropist. And I'm dealing with a chick where all she wants is intimacy as well. So it's a whole lot of physical touch and words of affirmation because she loves hearing, babe, you're the best. Babe, you the shit. Okay, I saw you today. I see what you did. I came home and the house is just immaculate. Okay, you that nigga. Okay. It changes for every person just based off of who you get to know. Which is why I say it all the time is we shouldn't be putting so much emphasis on shit like love languages. It's good to know what the love language is, but your love language 100% changes based off of who your partner is. It's not because of who you are. If you actually look at your love language based off of who you are, man, you're just diving deeper into a bigger abyss of narcissism. You think about that, huh?
It's because I feel like that's like a two-way street. Because the thing is, if you're adjusting to your partner, yeah, so the in a healthy relationship, yeah, but then again, no, because like if my love language is gifts and yours is physical touch, mine doesn't necessarily become physical touch. I just do it because I know that it makes you happy. And you may not even like buying gifts, but you will buy gifts because you know that mine is buying. I like to be gifted.
Amazing. But again, it's my job to figure that out.
Right.
It's not your job to tell me.
Exactly.
And as you grow, the relationship grows. As we get older, do we not change?
Yeah, our likes, our wants, they do change.
Thank you. So what was your love language at 25 changed at 30? Maybe it changed again at 32. And it's probably going to change again between now and whenever the hell your ass die.
Okay, because life experiences change you. Let me tell you.
And that's why I say love languages, are they real? Yeah, they are real. But they're not real to the fact that you want to make someone basically cater to your love language today that may not even be relevant in 5 years from now. And that's where, something that I hear quite often in talking to people is, you're not the person that I know. You've changed. No shit, Sherlock. I'm supposed to.
Yeah, you really are. I don't like when people say that. Like, because what does that mean?
That you've changed?
It's like I'm growing and I'm evolving. Aren't you supposed to be growing and evolving too? We should be growing and evolving together.
Thank you.
We are growing each other. So you learning me. the new me, just like I'm also learning me. And again, like I said before, life experiences really can change you. Like I can go through something in my life when I'm meeting you. So in the beginning of our relationship, I could have been one way, having one thing going on. But let's say I lose somebody that I really care about, like my grandma, or lose my mom or anything like that. At that point, I've now had a major tragedy happen to me. And I may not end up, depending on how the outcome of that tragedy works out, I might not know who I am for a little bit. You know, you might have to go through some self-discovery with me again, because there's going to be a new version of me because life has happened. When people get promotions at their job and their job is going to require them to work more, you know, people have to change. That's an adjustment. That's evolution. They're growing, they're evolving as human beings. And they're reaching new heights. So you should be growing with them.
Okay.
No?
I give you that. Yeah, 100%. I'm good with that.
Okay.
All right. Now we've had some conversations a little bit. So, one of the things that we kind of touched on briefly, but we didn't really get deep into it because we just haven't had that time or actually sat down and had a real conversation. So I was like, you know what? We're going to make that a topic on the show. So we kind of touched a little bit on polygamy, or even what a lot of people call polyamory. I did a whole series on that like 2 years ago on the channel where I was interviewing people that live all of the different lifestyles, right? Are you familiar with polygamy, the poly lifestyle?
Yep. I'm familiar.
And then one of the questions that I asked on the podcast is 2 women, 1 man, or 2 men and 1 woman, which would you choose? And you chose...
I chose 2 women and 1 man.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Why?
So hopefully I ain't have to do nothing. That was the answer that I gave originally because I really wasn't too fancy on either one of them, but I didn't have a choice. And if I had to pick, like, and that was all I could do, I would have to go with that.
Okay. So if that's all you could choose, cool. Now, what is it that you don't want to do?
I ain't interested in that. Dude, we can be like homeboys. We can like chill, talk. You know what I'm saying? We would have to be.
You know, damn well that's not happening.
In this relationship, we would have to be at the form of where these are 2 separate relationships, and we do not interact. Like, I will be with the female, and the female can be with the man if that's what she chooses to do. But I'll be on the other side. Catch me on the other side.
I don't know a man that's going for that shit.
I don't know. I mean, I model. Why not? I do a lot. I be working. So, hey, I can help out with the bills or something. I don't know.
So you don't want to interact with the male, the man in the situation. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. But
I would prefer not to.
Why would you prefer not to?
Well, sexually. I mean, like I said, we can
Have
talk
you ever
and
been with
a
man?
Yes.
Did you enjoy it?
No, not really, honestly.
What was bad about it?
That is just not. Here's the thing. That ain't my thing. I just yeah, look, I done been in some situations in my life, and I just do not find that to be something that I enjoy. Like, the thing is, it's kind of hard to explain because realistically, I had a hard time being honest about who I was and what I liked, because I think I mentioned before that my mom was a pastor when I was growing up. We used to go to the Potter's house in Dallas, Texas. And I was like on the step team, and I don't know, as I started to get older, I started to have different experiences, like not like experiences, you know, like sexual experiences or somebody doing something inappropriate to me, but just seeing different things, like going to school. We moved, we went to a new school. I wound it up at this very diverse schools. My first time really going to like a public school with a bunch of minorities. I guess that's what you would consider it, compared to like living in maybe more suburban areas. And you're maybe like the odd one at the school versus you being at a school where there's a lot of people that look like you.
So have you ever found men attractive?
Yeah, I mean, I find men attractive. I'm just not attracted to them sexually.
Okay. Well,
Like, the sex part doesn't interest me.
Is purely sexual though.
No, it's not. I can look at something and think it looks good, but that does not mean that I am sexually aroused.
Okay, biologically, attraction is supposed to be sexual. Like, I can't look at a female and be like, she look good, but like not want to find out if she feel good or taste good. Like,
Are you serious?
We're not hardwired. We're not hardwired. We're not wired like that.
That's
I
not.
see something attractive. I'm just like the first. This is what people need to understand about men. When we see something we like, we're trying to see what you are like. We want to know everything. We want to touch you. We want to feel you. We want to be in you, type shit.
Yeah, don't you think that's how most people that are into women feel?
Well, okay, so when you look at a woman and she's attractive, you don't have there's no sexual attraction there?
There is a
That's
lot
what I'm
of sexual
saying.
attraction.
So
that's why I know that I am not interested in men, like, because the thing is, okay, so I dated men up until I was like a freshman in high school.
Wait, you dated men up till you were a freshman? You couldn't. That's freshman is like 14, 15.
No, actually, I was 16.
How the hell you was a freshman at 16?
I don't know.
You don't have to answer that
My
question.
birthday is in January.
My birthday's in September, so I start a year.
So I was a year behind because my birthday comes in the middle of a school year. I always was typically the oldest. So I was 15 when I started as a freshman. But then my birthday is in January. So like in Texas, school starts
in September,
in August. So in August of the year before, yes, I'm going to be 15. But by the end of that school year, I'm 16.
Cool. That same thing here. Because my birthday's in September. And
so I just be skipping past the fact that I was 15 at some point. Because
you skipping past 15
I end the year
altogether.
at 16.
Yes. You start at 15, which is when you would, because most people start at 14.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a year behind. Like, I was the old nigga, but like I literally jumped ahead too. But yes. Okay.
But I also stayed back in school a year.
But hold on. Like, here's the crazy. Here's the whole point of that is prior to like a freshman in high school, like that's not really dating.
You don't think so?
You was a kid. You don't even know what that. How old were you when you lost your virginity? To penis.
I was
15.
I think I was like 15.
Okay, so
14.
you jumped in and got fully wet. Okay, now, and then that's when you also stopped.
I mean, but I also had like. Here's the thing. When by my choice, by my choosing, I was 15.
Okay.
14, 15 when I decided.
Now, and how old were you when you lost your female virginity?
I want to say I was like 16.
So a year later.
Yeah. Well,
So
within,
within
the
the
same
year, within the
Yeah.
same time frame. Badass kid. That's what the fuck he was. But still, there's no real. That's not like. And I only.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I went on dates. I was allowed to go on dates. My mom supported me going on dates.
That's the crazy part.
We went to the movies. We went out to eat. We got dropped off out to eat. We bought each other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had gifts. We were allowed to hang out. Like, they come over my house. I go over their house. I mean, we can spend no nights unless we was, like, sneaking out the window. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, we date. I dated.
Okay, so yours might be a little bit different. So I'll give you that. All right. So when it comes to
As long as our parents met. And my mom knew every guy that I dated, she knew their mother. They had each other's number. They was calling.
So the premise of this is to ask this question. Are you seeing an influx? Are you seeing more people, especially those of our culture, choosing to be in polygamy relationships?
Yes, I do, actually.
Why do you think that is?
I think that because for some people that's just what they need, and I don't know. I just feel like the same way I felt about like when I decided to like be honest about the fact that I like women. A lot of my thought process and a lot of my shame was based on a book that I was taught is the guidelines to my life. So growing up Christian, you know, there's just certain like things that you are instilled with.
Which is so backwards to me.
And as I've gotten older and I've learned about history and I've learned like done my own research and went from being religious to being just purely spiritual, here's the thing. If I'm watching something and somebody is telling me, hey, there's nobody on this planet that is living today that knows how to speak Arabic or knows how to speak this or that. And then like 5 years later, you come telling me, oh, yeah, we deciphered it and this is what it says. You don't know. That's like me. I don't speak Spanish. So if someone comes up to me and says something to me in Spanish and I ask another person if they know what they said, I have to trust that what they're telling me is true. But because I don't speak that language, I don't know if that's real or not. You could manipulate words. You could change things. Like you're telling me something because I am uneducated in that area.
Okay, so and that is the world that we live in today. Monogamy is forced on us as human beings in today's culture. If you go back to Africa right now, are they practicing polygamy?
If I go back to Africa, are they practicing
If you go live in Africa right now, do men have multiple wives?
Yeah. I believe in some areas they do.
All areas. All of Africa, like Akon lives in Africa right now because he got 4 wives. That's why he went back to Africa. It is natural to men and women to live that lifestyle. And the reason I say that is, you know the term when they say it takes a village to raise a child? Mm-hmm. Who's in the village?
Everyone in the neighborhood.
No. How many men are usually in the village? Yeah, I was really think about that. Every time you saw National Geographic, how many men did you see?
Less men than women. I can't be clear on the exact number, but I would say maybe like 10 to 15 men, and then there's like
How many women
a
now?
lot of women.
Right, and then how many children?
A lot.
Okay. The world that we live in, the whole premise, Adam and Eve, Adam, Adam, mankind,
Right.
Eve, Avesh, teacher, I forgot what it is in Hebrew, right? Which is the giver of life. Avesh, means multiple women, womankind. Adam and Eve is not about one man and one woman. It's about mankind and womankind. And then when you think about the world that we live in and how many people are actually here and how many different cultures are here, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Clearly, we couldn't come from one man and one woman when in the biblical law, it literally tells you that, you can't sleep with your brother, you can't sleep with your sister. It's basically like your third cousin is potentially in order to keep the bloodline type of shit, right? That's as close as you can do. And it has been proven in Arkansas, Kansas, and Alabama specifically, when you sleep with your brother or sister, you end up with a kind of baby. The baby comes out kind of real fucked up, okay, with issues. So clearly, even to this day, like that is an abomination. It is a curse. It is what is not supposed to happen. When you mix your bloodline that close to each other, it is going to create deformities, mentally, physically, emotionally, etc. Right? Now, men also outnumber women. In the world, it's like 7-1. So if God came down right now, whether we like it or not, he would literally be like, take a wife. Right? So in this situation, if it were to happen, you are my wife because you're the closest person to me. But when he makes his rounds around the world and he comes back, the next closest female also now has to be my wife. And that's going to happen 7 times. Now, you may not want to share, but whether you like it or not, this is what God has deemed. This is what he said. You don't have a choice. You don't get a choice in the situation. To this day, even like right now, man, well, you caught the tail end of the conversation with my brother in the car. But he has the females that he associates with. and they have these conversations on a regular basis because they all know about each other. Everything is the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be honest, clear communication, etc. And what happens is a woman basically is great for a man because, like, we have our dreams and ambitions, right? But until we take a woman, a wife, in most cases now a girlfriend, until we have the right woman, we're not motivated to want to get to that next level. And the only other thing that will motivate us to get to that next level are children, right? Which still, it requires a woman, which means you have to be a certain type of woman for men to want to have kids with.
Right.
Just like, I want you to think about this. Think about niggas that got multiple baby mamas. Now, the moment he's done
some
fucking...
of these women got multiple baby mamas.
True, but think about this. The dudes that be having multiple baby mamas, and then when he's not fucking with any of his baby mamas, who become best friends?
The baby mamas.
But the whole time when he was fucking one or the other of them, or one of the other of the 3 of the 4, they hated each other, right?
Yeah, because most times he was dibbing and dabbing. He wasn't being honest about what he had going on.
Thank you. You just proved exactly what I said. The only reason that she was mad is because he wasn't being honest. Not because he was dibbing and dabbing. He wasn't being honest. Women have a proclivity to actually be able and okay with sharing their partner, especially when he's doing what he's supposed to. Because you have this thing called divine feminine. I have this thing called divine masculine.
Right.
If you get the correct masculine man, it's going to bring out your divine feminine, which then at that point, your primary focus is your man, and you're going to want this man to be as happy as possible. And if you see this other female brings happiness and she brings other things to the table that you don't bring or can lighten the load, 9 times out of 10, you are 100% okay with that. Would you agree?
Yeah, or you'll be more open to considering something that maybe you would have been like, hell no.
Thank you.
To the no. If it was a nigga who wasn't doing nothing. Or wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing.
As we live in this world right now, there's this thing called history. Excuse me. And history repeats itself. And as history is repeating itself, you are seeing an influx of polygamy and polygyny. And for those that just want to fuck, they're practicing polyamory, but none of that shit ever works. But polygamy and polygyny has always worked, which is crazy. But as history is starting to repeat itself, it is breaking off and breaking away from monogamy, which monogamy was basically forced on everybody in the U.S. once they decided to do taxes like 130 years ago. And monogamy alone clearly has not worked for anyone in the West, because that's the only way it's here, the UK, Australia. Outside of that, no one else.
Well, some places have arranged marriages, and arranged marriages, like, they have a high percentage of lasting, but a lot of those people are just still married for religious reasons only.
No, it's not religious. It's for duty. See, arranged marriages,
which is also based off of their religion, though, right?
It's based off the bloodline. So I want you to think about this. So let's say you make $1 billion in your lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want your kids fucking that off with a brokey? Or would you prefer to find another suitable family, which is more of a business arrangement and a duty? Because now you know, like, they have a good bloodline and they also have structure. And it's a great business move.
No, because I think that you're hoping on a prayer, because most times they do it when they're babies. So before they're born. So you're basically deciding for your child what their life is going to be like. You don't know. You could teach them everything. There's people out here right now that have good parents, but you would never think so, because they're in the streets, murderers, doing shit that most.
Thank you. But
it's like you can't.
You're proving my
assume.
point. You're actually proving my point. The reason I say you're proving my point is, what happens is these families literally make sure, it's like kings and queens. They literally make sure that their princes and princess grow up doing the correct thing, because that is their bloodline. That is their heritage. See, you have to remove this Western civilization. Kings in Africa, even today, they still have arranged marriages. Why? Because that queen has to be that one. The king has to be that one, and that bloodline has to stay clean. And who wants to be the one that's like, okay, well, just because we let you go choose whoever the hell you want to, you lost it all?
No, I still think they have to be vetted. Like, the family can still be fully invested, but or wait till they're a teenager maybe, and then promise them off to someone so you can at least know your kid. But I guess if you're like brainwashing them and hammering them down from a young age on up, you are teaching them. You're literally teaching them exactly.
We're
how
being
you want them to be.
brainwashed and hammered on up that we can choose and we can do it for love and we can do all of this. And what's our divorce rate?
Yeah, it's very high.
Okay, and what is the likelihood of people actually staying together?
I feel like it's under 50%.
And do people even care about their bloodline or their heritage or their future?
No, most people are not out here asking what's your medical history. Okay. They should before they have babies, but people are just popping out kids left and right. They don't even be knowing they partners and be already having babies with them, and then be walking around, I got the worst baby daddy, I got the worst baby mama. Okay, but did you even get to know enough about her before, or did you know enough about him before y'all decided that y'all was finna procreate? Like, what did you do?
So imagine if I'm your father, right? Mm-hmm. And I know, so I'm the Bailey family, and I see that the Johnson family over here, and me and the Johnsons been cool because our grandparents was even cool. So I know this is a good family. They come from good upbringing. I have you're my daughter. Mm-hmm. And within a year or two, they have a son. Now I go over to the Johnsons and be like, hey, I'm just going to be honest with you. I like the way y'all move over here. We've been doing business. We've been doing family business together. We all get along. I'm going to promise you, my daughter, as long as your son grows up to be exactly what he's supposed to be. Is that really a bad decision?
If I had to take out the Western ideal, if I had to take out the Western ideals, then yes.
Okay, don't even take out the Western ideals. You
but
got
it's just
7
the freedom
dogs,
of
right?
choice. It's like you're taking away your child's freedom of choice because also in some of those relationships, you wind up with people that, yes, their parents teach them to do all these things, but then these people be horrible behind closed doors. They're verbally abusive. They're physically abusive. Like, it's like what you see on the outside when they have to show up for a meeting, or when they got to be on TV, or when they have to look a certain type of way. They're going to look presentable, but you really don't know what you are marrying your child into. You're basically putting a lot of faith in an assumption, is what I'm saying. Okay. And that's the part for me that doesn't make
now here I'm glad you said
sense.
That, but we're going to jump ahead to the last one, and okay. I'm going to push one of these questions ahead, which goes to the I deserve list that never equals out to the partner chosen, which is going to the grocery store with a list but coming out with nothing on the list. As in, we allow people to choose who and what they want today. Specifically, women gotta be 6 feet tall, gotta have a 6-pack, gotta make 6 figures, gotta have all these things, right? Now, they go their entire life saying this. Mm-hmm. But none of the niggas they fuck with, none of they baby daddies match up to that shit. Now you're 35, 40 years old talking about, I deserve this, I deserve that. Now, your ass have been in the grocery store a couple times, and you bought everything but what is on the list. So think about that. Think about your parents, who all absolutely want the best for you, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, may arrange a marriage. True, may not be the person that you chose, but it's the best person for you. As opposed to me giving you your free will to go out into the world to make choices, and now you got 2 baby daddies, a whole lot of trauma, and you're single.
And no money.
And no stability, no money.
So
so think about that.
I mean, yeah, I don't think that it's a terrible idea, but it's just because there is always that chance. But okay, let's be realistic. What's the high percentage of people that are being abused physically?
So
there probably isn't really a high percentage of that in most arranged marriages.
In arranged marriages, even in non-arranged, you realize that the majority of physical abuse in relationships in the U.S., because there's statistics behind it based off of 911 calls, etc. So we can only go off of the ones that actually make police reports.
Gotta make the phone calls.
Okay? Under 20%. You know the highest percentage of those are, though? It's not male on female. It's actually women on women relationships. That is the highest. That is the highest statistical rate for domestic violence. It's women on women, but which is understandable because you got 2 emotional people. There's no logic in that shit.
No, there's no understanding of that.
And then women are usually scared of men, so they usually won't jump out and make us try to beat a nigga up.
No, hell no, because they're gonna beat you up.
Correct. For those that are smart and actually have some sort of logic in their head, right? So it's understandable why it would be like that, but it is a very low percentage of domestic violence in this country, and the highest level of domestic violence comes from women on women, which is why in the world, when they are constantly selling through the feminist movement how violent men are and they was beating their wives, like that shit, like all of us got fucking grandmas and grandpas. When did grandma ever say that grandpa Jim was beating the shit out of Big Mama?
I mean, but I feel like our grandparents, though, held a lot of stuff in. Most people's grandparents back in that time, they was taught that what goes on in your house, stay in your house. You don't talk about things like that. So most people was not going to, at least coming from the South, like coming from Houston, those people, no.
My family from Mississippi,
they don't talk.
Arkansas. So I know that 100%. But we all know.
So even if it was happening, it's like you don't have no way to know. Only the people that was close to them would know.
And you never heard about grandpa beating up on grandma.
Just because you don't hear it don't mean it didn't happen. Okay, but if we only talking about stuff we can actually prove,
Yeah, we have to go off of
then-
what's proven. See, we can jump.
yeah.
I
I
mean,
just know that the black community here in America has a very bad habit of sweeping stuff under the rug, and you could go years without knowing a lot of things about your family because people will keep secrets,
the
especially
only
old
secrets,
people.
and it's not a black thing, only secrets that were ever kept, which is among all races, is if Grandpa Jim had a baby with Agnes down the street, and you ain't never gonna find out about that until the nigga dead.
Yeah, and physical assault and a sexual assault.
But
Those are things, at least.
but
just
those numbers,
don't
and
get
this is the
talked
crazy
about.
part, because the numbers are so low, abuse that makes up the total number of that is physical abuse, emotional abuse, alcohol abuse. And it's still under 20%. So you're literally lumping up multiple versions of abuse, and it's still under 20%. Think about that. So the number's low.
I ain't seen the numbers for myself, but you're saying that they're low, so we're
I'll
going to
pull
go
them up
with
for
that.
you. I'm the king.
But if they are low, again, that's just because people haven't reported it. I mean,
well, in this day and age, everything gets reported.
Yeah,
Shit,
now,
your damn
but a
camera's
lot of
telling
those-
on you.
yeah, but that's true. But a lot of my statements were based on older generation.
Sure. No,
Like-
but I'm just saying over history, all throughout history.
Yeah, but a lot of these statistics just started over the last like 20 years.
No, that's actually not true. Statistics started like literally in the early 1900s, like literally early. Since we've had a police force, since we've had a fire department, since we've had a NASA, since we've had a government, they have always kept these statistics. that's the and the thing about it is like that's how we can base. That's how they know the probabilities of things that's going to happen in history and what's coming back around and how the weather works. I mean, how can they tell you what the weather was back in 1920 and they know that we had a snowstorm in 1920? We've been keeping the statistics for a long time. The last time
They've
a
been
valley
collecting
fever
data.
was 1859.
Well, yeah, because they created the valley fever, so they control when it spreads and when it doesn't. They got the data that they needed for that.
Okay, so let's go back into that question of going to the grocery store with a list and coming out with nothing on the list. Why do you think people feel the need to walk around saying, I need this, and this, and my partner, but like none of them get it. None of them go, no, and then have the nerve to say 10, 15, 20 years after the fact, after you've been married, divorced, after you done had kids and your ass is out here single, you've been single for 8 years, and say, I refuse to settle. At the one time where it's like, you ain't got no choice to settle now, motherfucker.
You know, I think because a lot of people have way more access. Like I think you said it on the last podcast, like more people have like access to the internet. And when it's easier for people to stand on stuff when they feel like they have people standing behind them. So if I'm feeling like, oh, I just got all these options and I got this and that, and I got my friends hyping me up, telling me that, then I'm looking on the internet, I'm seeing memes and quotes and celebrities posting this and that, and just making me feel like I could have it all. Like it's so much out there when really it ain't shit out there. It's nothing really out there worth a goddamn thing. The things that are out there because don't nobody else want them because they got some shit they gotta like work on. So yeah, I just feel like people tell themselves things and they put so many different, I don't know, people aren't people anymore. Things aren't real anymore.
So are they living in La La Land?
Yeah, they're living in a fallacy, in a fantasy land.
Delusion?
Delulu as fuck, because that shit doesn't make no sense. It's like, that's not...
As Miriam said, the internet is
never-
not real.
Everybody, yes, exactly. No, that's literally how I feel. I say that to people all the time. I just don't feel like people understand that what you see, like, man, some of these people be posting memes and be freaking not even taking what they saying right there. They just posting it because they think it's cute. and you're over here literally using this, got this screenshotted in your photo gallery, and using this as a reference point whenever you get to feeling erratic. And emotions are temporary. Like, you can't, a lot of people are irrational. They make very quick, hasty decisions off of a instant feeling. You don't know how you're going to feel in the next 2 hours. You don't even know how you're going to feel when you wake up the next day. Like, stop writing checks that your ass can't cash, because now you got to lay in the bed you done made. You doing too much. Like, I don't know.
She's got bars today.
I used to do music. That's
Okay,
crazy.
so here, like, that's the thing. Like, the crazy part is the internet has so many people hyped up on thinking that these relationships are much better than they are, which goes back to, I was just having this conversation with my brother and, one of his friends. Why are the Beyoncés, the Jennifer Anistons, the Jennifer Lopez's, the Halle Berrys, like, why are the most beautiful women in the world that also have millions of dollars and access to all these different things, all these different men, how come they all get cheated on?
Why are the celebrities getting cheated on?
Why are they almost all of them also single? If the world, if so golden, and there's this plethora of 6 feet tall men that make 6 figures, that have 6 packs, and also they also add in there his dick is 6 inches plus.
Are there women out here saying that?
Hell yeah. I mean, there's women literally talking about, I'm not even fucking with a nigga if he got an 8-inch dick. Like, what the fuck you gonna do with an 8-inch dick? Your eyes says it all.
Hey, man, I done seen some shit.
But that's literally...
But the average woman is not doing anything with 8 anything.
Your vaginal canal is 4.5 inches.
Yeah, I don't know what them porn stars be doing.
They're not. That shit's smoke and mirrors.
You think so?
I know
it
so.
It looks pretty real to me.
You know how many porn stars I've had sitting on this couch? Here's the thing.
Is this couch clean? Hold on.
You see those sanitation wipes sitting right there? The couch and the mics get wiped down. Here's the thing.
I tease, I kid.
Here's the thing. Every porn star that has come in here, I think the tallest one is maybe like 5'5". Mm-hmm. These are little, they're all extremely little women, right? If you take a little woman and put her even with an average size 5.5, 6-inch penis, when she puts her hand on that motherfucker, it's gonna look big as shit. And then I do camera work. You're a model. Can the camera make you look different? Bigger, taller, smaller? Mm-hmm. Just based off the angle?
Yep.
Okay. Look at porn again and reevaluate those angles. And notice that they all pretty much always have the same angle. So imagine little girl, bigger guy. Little 5'3", 5'2", 5-footers even. Shit, 4'11s. He's like 6 foot something. It's gonna make everything look bigger. It's all an optical illusion.
Dang, you just ruined the game for me.
I mean, there's a couple niggas in there. Like, this is the thing.
I probably can't
watch
them no more.
The ones,
But then what about the ones who be okay, I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, I say there are
time.
some niggas where literally they say, yeah, he really got a 10-inch dick and he's got a 12. Like, there's one dude that they know has a 12-incher. The rest of them is like 7s and 8s.
I don't think you've been watching the right stuff, because I'm telling you,
I don't watch porn.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I've watched it sometimes.
Yeah, you telling on yourself, freaky dicky. She's like, I ain't got time for nobody, but I got time for Pornhub.
You ain't never just watched porn while having sex? Like, you be fucking and then you just got porn on the TV?
Like when I was like 18.
It don't stop because you get older. You got to keep the spice. Like you,
I'd rather make my own porn.
yeah, you can do that too. While having some on.
True, but this is the thing.
It's really just the moans that turns me on.
Me personally, I literally.
Well, it might be different for you because you're a guy, so you probably don't want to see no
my
other dude. Like
I'm my personal porn star, and I mean, I've had my fair share of threesomes and I've had my fair share of the sums. Let's put it like that. And yeah, porn. Why would I look at something that I could literally have? That's the best way for me to say it.
I mean, that's valid. I can respect that. It's not everybody's thing.
It's not that it's not my thing, but one, porn stars just don't do it to me. Your body's fake for the most part.
You gotta know where to look. I ain't nobody looking at them plastic girls.
I also I love natural bodies, natural booties, and I am a vagina connoisseur. I love a pretty vagina. So it's gonna take me. I have to go through a lot of porns to even get to the one that's like, okay, this is what, and then this is the thing.
You want some sites?
Huh?
You want some sites? Because
No,
you ain't
again.
gotta do that much searching because you just going to the wrong website.
This is the thing.
I'm just playing, y'all.
I prefer the real thing. You want to send me? You want to send me some? You can send me some pretty vaginas. I'll take that. Just send them women along with them. Shit.
I'm weak.
I got a mouthpiece and I use it.
Promote yourself. Go ahead. No, I feel you. Look. In my younger days, I used to do it. But I'm not opposed to it. Like, don't have to be all the time, but it's definitely something on a night when you like high as fuck, if that's your thing, or you like tipsy, not drunk, tipsy. Because when you drunk, you can't do shit. Whole room is spinning.
I don't understand people getting drunk. It's so ridiculous to me. Like, you just took all the fun out of the situation. You ain't finna remember nothing. You might be throwing up.
Yeah, I got to hold your hair over the toilet. It's just,
Exactly. I don't want to. I want to hold your hair.
Or some people get
because
angry.
you're choking on something, not because you throwing up.
And some people get angry, like
that too.
And then, like, if we out
Liquid
somewhere and
courage.
shit, you start trying to fight people and shit.
Liquid courage.
Creating you argue, and I look over. We supposed to be getting in the car. You over here arguing with somebody in the parking lot. How did you get into an argument? What are you even doing?
Thank you. So when we go to this free will in the dating game, how come you think so many people go into the grocery store but come out with something totally different? AKA have this laundry list of what they're looking for in men and women, but ain't nobody actually getting that. Think it's Disney?
One, they either going to the wrong store looking for what they looking for, because you got to know where to find what you're looking for. If you going in the hood but you are looking for something else, you're not.
This is why the Baileys and the Johnsons get along very well, and This
is why they have different grocery stores that all sell the same things, but some stuff is higher, other stores are lower.
But that's the thing.
You just got to go to the place to find what you're looking for.
But you can't go to the place that you're looking for. Why?
Because they're 6 foot. Go to the athletics. You can find you a tall man there all day long with money.
No, you can't.
So those basketball players are short.
Okay, do you understand that 85% of the niggas in the league are married? Did you know that?
Yeah, and you do know that they be cheating.
Okay, so now you're gonna be a side bitch.
If that's your thing, yeah. Some people don't.
But how many females want to be the main chick?
Some of them is not even the main chick, and they just think they are.
Okay, again.
It's like you're not even really like the main course, my nigga. You just there for the pictures. You for the photo op. I mean, I don't know, but either way.
Okay, so here's the statistic. Okay?
But a lot of people.
14.5% of all men are 6 feet or over. Roughly 1% of U.S. women are 6 feet and over. The equivalent height cutoff for U.S. men, only 1% of the population is 6'4". 1% of the population is 6'4". Okay, 14.5% are 6 foot. So you've already cut your dating pool down to a very, very short bus. Now,
That got too many wants then. That would also be the other thing. Because
hold on. Now, here's another thing. Statistics. We on Google right now. People making six-figure salaries in the U.S. is a minority of Americans make over $100,000 a year. Roughly 33.6% of Americans make six figures annually. 15% of those earn between $100,000 and $150,000. So just to 1 to 150 is only 15%. Okay, those are two statistics that already put you under 15%. So 6 feet tall, 100,000. That's not millionaire. Just 100,000 has already put you down to 15%. Now, here's the bad part. That is total Americans, not male. That's male and female. So that 15%, actually, you should probably cut in half and say it's 50-50, which makes the men 7.5 and the women 7.5. So now you're in single digit numbers, and this is just at the $100,000 mark.
Well, most of them ain't finding what they're looking for because it just ain't out there. It's rare.
Now here's the other part.
From what I'm seeing.
Only 28% of Americans are meeting physical activity guidelines set by the Centers for Disease Control. So a physically fit motherfucker is only 28% of the entire country. And then again, cut that in half. Half is men and half is women. So that puts you at 14%. Do you understand how hard it is to find? We're talking literally needles in haystacks. Imagine trying to find a penny at the bottom of Lake Pleasant. That is the equivalent of what most people are looking for
You're not
in
gonna
dating
find
today.
that. That's a 1 in a million chance right there. You're not. That's a rarity.
So are these men that make up these lists, which is why so many end up going to the male dating pool and coming out with nothing. None of what they asked for. It's not reality. Women run around saying, I want 6 feet tall, I want 6 figures, and I want a 6-pack. That by itself has put you at probably less than 1 percentile of the entire country. And this is the thing. That doesn't guarantee he's going to look good. That doesn't guarantee he's going to have a good personality. And that doesn't guarantee that he even fucking wants you. Because that motherfucker is so rare, he got the pick of the litter. That means women are throwing themselves at this motherfucker left and right. And he's supposed to choose you. Then you have to ask yourself, are you physically fit? Are you fine as fuck? And do you bring anything good to his life? If you have kids, a bad demeanor, shit.
But if you got a bad demeanor, will he even pick you? Probably not.
If you're not physically, he's physically fit. So guess what? You absolutely have to be now.
Physically fit. That's what I'm saying. So you need to be going into the places that he's at. While you in the grocery store looking for a physically fit person, most times them people don't even be the ones in the store. So you need to be in the gym. You need to shop where
you go to the gym. As soon as this is over, I'm going to the gym. You know how many women I really be seeing in the gym? Not
really,
as many.
You don't see that many women.
Not as many men as I see. There's hella men in there. Very few women. And this is the crazy part. You know the women that are in there?
Mm-hmm.
Because I talk. Shit, I'm actually a trainer, so I find out. And I'm a networking ass motherfucker. The majority of the females that are in there are OnlyFans chick and strippers. Just going to be real honest. Very few are just like your average working class female. The largest part of the females that are in there are working sex workers. Which I've used to my advantage.
Crazy. I used to live in Glendale and I didn't experience that. There was really actually more women in our gym, and we also had like a little
They go to class. The women
yoga facility.
The
that
women that
was
are
like
in
off on the side of the gym where you could like
the
literally
women's
go
area.
and get.
Yeah. I go to EOS.
Which I thought was crazy. Like, why do you feel like women want to do
Why you
aerobics
have
and
to sit?
yoga?
Well,
Why
so,
we got to have a separate area?
So here's the thing. The women that are in good shape are a minority. You see, I say this all the time, and this sounds so bad, but as a trainer, I just see it, and I have to be honest about the shit. Your baby mama, the married chick that don't give a fuck, they're in the step classes. Like, they're not doing real actual workouts. They're going to classes. Women that are actually physically, truly taking care of themselves in an actual manner, that have a body. They have ass, they have thighs, they have arms, they have shoulders, they have back. They look nothing like men. They are the most beautiful women in there. They're sex workers, but they get paid for their bodies. So there's an incentive there. The average chick doesn't have incentive to work on her body. Like, you're a model, so you know you have to stay fit.
Yep.
You have incentive. The average
That's how we make our money.
The average woman has zero incentive. And the reason for that is, and I say this to guys, is because guys will literally fuck anything. So, chick comes walking out of the club. It's 2:00 in the morning. You done struck out all night. And there's Bertha. And she's like, ah. She got Tourette's. But guess what? Your friends ain't around. So, if no face, no case. That's why there's literally a saying. You gonna take her home, you gonna bang her out. And for her, this is her new standard of a man. You may have some sort of status, but not enough status, because you wasn't in a VIP popping bottles, pulling the baddest chicks in there. But you was over at the bar buying drinks left and right. And you could afford that. So you get Bertha. And Bertha thinks, okay, this nigga was buying me drinks all night. He got a little bit of money, got his own place. Oh, he drive a 2024 Chevy Impala. This is my new standard.
So you feel like they adapting their standards based on what they see the man already has, or that's something they already want beforehand?
So it's like so I was on tour with my good friend Ray J.
Ray J.
Yeah. So we're in a small city. And I ain't gonna lie, it's a bad little white girl. Okay. And he smashed her.
I hope he was single when he was doing this.
Yeah, this is years ago.
Okay, good.
So he smashed her. And yeah, let's just put it like this. I know the promoter, even to this day, that's still in that same city. And they said after that, that was her thing. Moving forward, it had to be a celebrity or somebody making six figures. She wouldn't fuck with anything less. And it was like a badge of honor for her. She slept with Ray J. So she basically felt like she was the new Kim Kardashian. Or should be. And that's just how it is.
They could not do what Kim Kardashian did.
Clearly.
What is meant for one is not meant for some. It is not for everyone.
So
I hit it.
we gonna go to the last question, which is probably perfect timing. So the last thing we got on the list here is, Why is accountability so hard in today's society?
Because people are too prideful. Nobody wants to be wrong.
But taking accountability doesn't per se make you wrong. That just means that you can say, okay, that's my shit, I did it.
Yeah, but in a sense, that's still you saying that you did something that you have to take accountability for. If I gotta take accountability for something, most times it's because it was wrong. Nobody is asking somebody to take accountability because they did something good. Like, oh, you know, you just won your first award. You know what I'm saying? You need to take accountability for that. Like, you really put in the work. Because most people who win stuff, I mean, like, they would be gloating at that point, right? Most times when you have to take accountability, you have offended someone or you have caused an offense, whether it was knowingly or unknowingly. So, yeah, I would still say that I feel like a lot of people just don't want to be wrong because you're trying to put a Band-Aid on it and make it sound good by just saying like, oh, yeah, just take accountability doesn't necessarily mean you're wrong, but at least you can acknowledge that you did whatever it is that you need to acknowledge for whatever reason is. So most people who are taking that in, they're taking that in as like, you trying to say I did something wrong? And like people want to stand on business nowadays and want to stand on how it is that they feel, and they just too big to say, I'm sorry, I did not mean to do that. And either clarifying what it is that they meant or just being open to hear how how they made someone else feel, because everything is up to perspective. Like in your eyes, maybe you feel like you didn't do nothing wrong, but everybody's different. We were created different. Everybody thinks different, have different life experiences, and they take in information differently. So you got to be open. Like if you're going to be dealing with people, you got to be open to how they feel about stuff so that you can avoid it.
Are you saying that potentially it sounds like more people are just living in delusion?
Yeah, they delulu as fuck. I've been saying that though. People are very delulu.
Let's say because this is the thing. Everything that we've had this conversation even tonight, and basically what we're saying is people have an overinflated ego. The internet makes them think that there's more available to them than what really is, and they don't take accountability because they feel like everything that they say or do is right because they're standing on business, although they don't really know what standing on business really is, because the only time they heard standing on business was when T.I. was fighting with his son.
Okay.
And it
and
became
now it's
a
a
slogan.
popular meme. Yeah, it's a slogan.
Yeah, I mean, everybody said that everybody's man became a narcissist because the dumb ass, I don't even know what her name was, that was on fucking Love and Hip Hop during COVID, and everybody and their mama was sitting at home watching the shit. So now because one dude was clinically proven to be a narcissist, now everybody's boyfriend is a narcissist. But narcissism is rare. 100,000 patients a year is literally who's diagnosed with narcissism. It's not that many people. It's a very rare situation. And you have to be clinically diagnosed. But all these women swear that their men were narcissists. It make sense. It doesn't. It's stupid.
Yeah, it don't make no sense.
So...
None whatsoever.
This is your second time here. What'd you think?
This is my second time here, and I love it.
And this was a little different because this is where it's like one-on-one. We have actual topics we can really go in.
Yeah, I actually like this. I mean, like, I don't wait. Am I making it seem like I didn't like the other one? No, I like the other one too.
No.
But I like this vibe.
They're
this vibe
different
is actually
shows.
very chill.
They're different shows, and because they're different shows, it's gonna be a different vibe. I want ladies' night to be just, and I really wish there was 3 of y'all because the conversation would also get different, deeper. You got 3 different thought processes,
3 different perspectives. Yeah,
yes.
man. Well, if she's
you were the one with some age on you, she was the young one, and that usually I try to have one that's either married or in a relationship.
Mm-hmm. That would have been dope.
Yeah,
to have that,
because you get all of the above, and then again, because we had conversations, I know that you aren't on the man squad. So your thought process is also gonna be very fucking different.
Yeah, my thought process is I don't know. I mean, I feel like my thought process is cool, but I don't know. It's hard
You a
to
nigga.
explain.
You not
It's
in a
very
bad
hard
way.
to explain. I just do. When I look at a woman, I love everything about a woman's physique. Like I love the way that her body shaped, the way she look in a dress when she put her heels on, and the way her toes look. Like I don't
Again,
know, I just
you
love
a nigga.
everything
You
about
like
her.
you like fucking a sexy little brother, which which don't go together. But it's like having a conversation with you is like having a conversation with one of my niggas, right? We can talk about everything, and the only bad part about it is you just look good. That's and
I'm gonna start taking off my lashes. Let me not put no makeup on.
all that shit don't mean like
No, I'm just-
females don't understand. That's not what makes you look good. That's not where it's at. It's something totally different.
Man, y'all didn't even have no makeup on the last time I came. I keep watching that video and I'm like, oh my God, my face.
Niggas going crazy since I clipped it.
That's so
Clips-
crazy.
Them clips is going crazy.
Hey, I appreciate y'all.
And that was the first one that I had posted. And I was like, damn.
Give me the love.
Even I was sitting there, I was like, damn, her lip gloss is fucking shiny as
My
shit.
lip gloss is popping. Yeah.
What the fuck is she doing? I didn't even see that. But that's just, people don't understand. I really don't be paying attention to the people that come be on my show. Y'all, for y'all that always accuse that I be fucking my guests,
What you be doing on this couch? Say what now?
that's the perspective of the world. I have so many females on here that I automatically have to be fucking all of y'all. That's just the fucking way it is. It's
How
fucking
y'all
stupid.
even know that all of us is his type? Damn, he ain't got no standards.
Man,
That's
thank you.
insulting. Like,
thank
what?
you. Like, thank you. Like, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all heard it. Because I definitely got some fucking standards.
Okay, that's what I'm so like. I never understood when people say that. Like, that's just crazy how you just could assume something about somebody with no prior indication.
They say that shit, but that's, I mean, same
But
thing
that's
with
what
women
people
that's in
do.
music and models. You know, okay, you a model.
Oh
If
yeah,
the
people
dude throwing
assume
the
that
show,
I'm a
they
hoe.
automatically, oh, you fired to fuck him to get put on that show.
No, yeah, for real. I get deals. People book me for stuff like, it's so crazy because a lot of people, like I do New York Fashion Week almost every year, and like I'm almost a staple out there. And so like it's so funny because anytime that I do a show and people are hitting me up like, I want to be a model like you. I wonder how do you live in Arizona and people are still booking you to like go out of town, but I've been doing this for a long time. I didn't put in a lot of work, but I ain't slept with not a goddamn nobody to do nothing. I feel like maybe in the music industry you have to do that a little bit more, but
No, you definitely do.
I mean, unless you trying to like, I really don't even know any instances where somebody would try to convince you. Well, actually, yeah, if you trying to get into Gucci, they little agents be out there being pervs. But you know, no. You got to know how to say no. Integrity is everything. But now, if you just like a sex nymph or some shit and you just don't care, then hey, by all means, do you. I'm not judging, boo. You do what you do, but that's crazy.
The world we live in is a crazy
However,
motherfucker.
people do assume that like that we be doing it, or like if you just get in a magazine. Oh, how did you get in that magazine? How'd you get on that cover? You must have been doing this and doing that. Like, no, there's some girls that do that, but I'm not one of them.
Thank you.
And also, too, I feel like people who come in reeking of desperation, they bring. I don't want to say they like bring that on, but in a way, they kind of give off that that's what they want. And I'm a firm believer, and I was always taught that you teach people how to treat you. So if I walk into a place and I'm walking into a place and I got desperation all on my face, like it's one thing to be hungry and really want something. It's a whole nother thing to just look destitute. Like,
This is about the most people say things like that because they can't achieve shit. Haters are your biggest fans, and the reason I say haters are your biggest fans is me personally hate the fuck out of me, because you know what that means. That means you out talking about me. The more you talk about me, the more people are gonna. when I did music and I started my own record label, and we had our distribution, a whole totally different distribution deal through Universal. It was literally called Hater Proof Records. And I had a whole mixtape line called Hater Bring Me Paper. And I did it like that because it was just that. Niggas literally hate you because you're doing something they wish they could do or want to do, but can't. So then they have to say that you have to do this, and this in order to get to where you're at. When at the end of the day, it's called hard work, motherfucker. You should try it.
Yeah, put in the fucking work. Like, get up off your ass. Stop sitting up here comparing yourself to what you see me doing and see if you can do it. Like, I mean, I don't know. A lot of them people, they just be losers at home. Like you said, haters on the motherfucking Wi-Fi, probably in their mama basement or some shit, just saying stuff. People get on the internet and get courage. Because 9 times out of 10, nobody would ever say those things to you. Like, who's going to walk up to your face and really say that? There's very few people that are that bold, that comfortable.
They're not real. They're not real enough to do that. Because I'll walk up to you. The same thing I say to your face will be the same thing I say behind your back.
Okay.
Point blank, period. I'm never going to say something about you that I haven't already said to your face. Just like if we take it back to the streets without saying certain things. But if me personally, if I'm going to rob you, I'm not wearing no mask. You're going to know who did it. And I'm going to dare you to come do something after the fact. Point blank, period.
Oh, you bold. He said, oh, I dare you. Now, I might have a mask on.
No, I'm not hiding nothing.
I ain't trying to get caught up like that.
I am.
I love my life.
I love
If I live by myself, maybe
I
I
made
go
it to
and do some
44.
regular shit. But I have people that live with me, and when you start getting involved in, you know what we talking about. They don't care who they coming after. They gonna hit you where it really hurt. And when they know that your family is like the closest thing to you, that's the first place they gonna look for you. And if they can't find you, it's only gonna be so many more times for they gonna come back and accept that you not around. So no, I don't dare you to come do nothing to me.
And that's why, at the end of the day, people never know who I'm dating. They don't know where my kids is at. Most part, don't know what the fuck they look like. Protect the ones that are closest to you, especially if you've been in them streets, nigga. There's no such thing as a good night's sleep.
At all.
So, welcome back to No Cap Reacts. Get off your phone.
See what I'm saying? I just take care of people. These people don't know how to breathe without me. No. Leave me alone. I'm busy.
So, what do you think about the conversation?
I think the conversation is dope. I like this. This is very intimate. You really get to like learn a lot about a person doing this.
This is I wouldn't, well, yeah, that too, right? But this is good adult conversations, and you get to talk about things that are really hard subjects for other people. But because they're scared to talk about them, and clearly we are not, they can actually learn. This is a moment for learning. They get to learn from other people's experiences.
And they get to see other people's perspectives. You get to see what life is like just a tad bit through somebody else's mind. And you would be so amazed at how like diverse people are. Like, it's just so crazy. You can have like 2 people experience the same thing and have different outcomes. Their perspectives are going to be totally different.
I mean, it's the same thing. People get robbed. 10 people was in there doing a bank robbery, but they all 10 saw something different. Perspective is everything. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you got to shed a little light on that and let it be known. Like, it's okay to have a different opinion. I understand the world we live in right now wants everybody to be outraged because they're outraged, because they told you to be outraged. But it's not real. Like, be you, have the feelings that you want to feel, live the way you want to live, enjoy your life. The best part about this is the fact that you can enjoy who you are. And my final message is this: to be the best version of yourself.
Okay, yeah, you gotta live for you, man, because everybody got opinions, but you only get one life. And at the end of the day, no matter what you believe in, when you go from here, you born alone and you gonna leave this place alone. And if somebody had to ask you about your choices, they not asking you about your neighbor. They not asking you about the lady across the street. They're gonna be asking you about you.
So, where can they find you at?
Well, y'all can check me out at the official RIA. That's REIA. And you can also follow my business page, Team Experience. Like I said, Team Experience WW, which is basically Team Experience Worldwide. And then we also have NFI, which is New Faces Inc. I'm around all the time, mostly on Instagram. You can also find me on Facebook at the same thing. The official RIA, again, that's REIA.
And damn. Make sure y'all like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed.
Subscribe.
Everything is right there. It is scrolling across the bottom. We are on Spotify. We are on Apple, Rumble, Kick, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook Live, Instagram. Hit the thumbs up. Go follow us. If you want to be part of the show, hit me up. Instagram, nocappreacts. Everything is nocappreacts all the way across the board. We will be back next week. I think Shannon Marie is the guest for next week. It looks like I'm going to have a familiar face. I'm not going to say it. I'll let y'all wait and see. Someone that y'all like seeing on a regular basis. She's going to step in and join for that Wednesday night as well. With that, I definitely want to say thank y'all for tuning in for for the first episode of the conversation right here on No Cap Reacts. I'm your man, Bailey, a.k.a.